Hi, this is Shreya TV and welcome to Conversations with Shreya. Here we discuss stories of courage to lead and sustain. There's a famous quote that the first step to success is taken when you refuse to be a captive of the environment in which you first find yourself. This is from Mark Cain. Well, I know someone who perfectly embodies this quote, and he's my guest on today's show. He's someone who exhibits extraordinary levels of courage, enthusiasm, dedication, and passion to better his life each and every day. Anto Delvi is the General Manager of the Radiology Department at Columbia Asia Hospital. Having one of the most humble beginnings, Anto started his career as a daily wage labourer in a small town, Ranipet, in Tamil Nadu. Being a college dropout, he struggled to find a clerical job anywhere, so he worked as a daily wager at construction sites for 4 years. With an undying spirit, he convinced his uncle to somehow bring him to Bangalore, the city where after a lot of struggle he got admission in a radiography course. Starting with a meager salary of Rs 300 a month, Anto stayed focused on his goal to make a mark and has lifted himself to profound leadership heights and now proudly holds an MBA degree along with 3 other qualifications. It is his relentless pursuit for excellence, knowledge, and growth not only for himself but all those around him that makes him a star leader of his organization and is loved by all those who know him. Anto, it is a huge honor for me to have you here and discuss your story, which is nothing less than a movie. So you're welcome.
Thank you, Shreya. I'm very happy to be here.
Great. I have so many things to discuss with you today, but I want to start with a certain mindset that a lot of people have in their lives, that feeling of insufficiency because maybe they come from a small town or a small place, and then they enter into the big cities and they get lost and they don't know whether they're going to match up to the, let's say, standards of the big city. But here you are an example of someone who has disproved everybody, and I have seen you exhibit all levels of confidence always. So how did you deal with the feeling of coming from a small town when you first came to Bangalore?
Shreya, actually I am from Ranipet. It is from Tamil Nadu. During my, wherever I did my education itself, it was a very good place. But I am not involved and I didn't have a support to educate myself on whatever learnings and other things because of family support.
Yeah.
Because as earlier discussed, I lost my father. So there is no much of people supporting us in education and other things. Still, when this opportunity when I got to come to Bangalore, and it was completely different, like a city environment, and I don't know, I thought I will not be able to do it. But still the education wherever I started, because the earlier all educations what I did, I had a failure. Even my degree I tried till whatever educations, even though I studied in English medium, as I said, it's my environment, it's not that. So I could not even speak continuously even few sentences in English. So it was very difficult to get into the interview itself. But by God's grace, they helped me to come out, and it is like an opportunity, I thought, which opened for me. So that helped me. Then I thought, I think I have missed a lot of opportunities, which everybody has definitely in life. But I thought this should be my last opportunity. So I was looking that opportunity, and I looked at it as a very last opportunity, and definitely because people here is going to support, because Bangalore I heard about a lot of people from medical, they have learned and it helped them to move their life to the next level.
So those stories of
Yes.
they motivated you.
Yes, and the medical field is that time it was even though nobody used to get seats and all, then I thought this is something is going to change my life, and I trusted it, and I thought I have to invest whatever difficulties I should not leave, because I thought I have to run back to home, because this is the first time I'm coming out of home. So I thought to use that excuses, but still I thought waited for at least 3-4 minutes. Even though I have not learned a lot of things, no, I took some 6 seconds to wait and think whether to be or to run away. Then that 6 minutes gave me a calm and idea. You try, people will help you to change. So that's how I have gone for the exam, and even though there were tough competitions, I have been given an opportunity. I will tell it is an opportunity only which was open to me. So that changed my entire life and career.
I think what is so interesting that I always hear from leaders is that they see an opportunity and they tell themselves, they talk to themselves, and I think you've also done that. They talk to themselves that this is that opportunity, go grab it. And I clearly see that you have grabbed your opportunity with both your hands. And that has taken you wherever you are today. So that's so interesting and encouraging. Anto, you mentioned that English language is something that you did not have a very good relationship with the language. And we are in a country where, in some way, knowing English as a language is a huge advantage. And the other side of it is that there is a sense of elitism attached to the English language. Like somebody who knows English suddenly gets into the next level of category of elites. And here you are somebody who learned this language much later in your life. So talk about your struggles of English language, and how did you have to deal with all these struggles?
No, as I said rightly in the beginning, even now, whoever is educations, whatever I am seeing from LKG and all, no, they are bringing that English into our day-to-day life, but we are ignoring it. And that made me as a difficult. But what I have seen is, because all your exams are in English, and everybody want to go to different countries and work. And English is going to be the strength if you have that idea to move out of your country, or also to work with different type of leaders. Yes, Hindi and other languages, state to state it is there, but English stands as one language where people easily they can recognize. And even during my course, after completing my radiology course, when I wanted to grow in the ladder of promotions and other things, that was a huge bottleneck, because they felt that, because internally in one hospital with the team I can communicate, but when they wanted me to go out and talk to other people, they think that I will not be able to communicate better, because it's a business.
Of course.
Business for them. And also communication is very much important, where the other person should understand.
Of course, you have to build that connection with people.
Even in the healthcare industry or any other industry, there should be a communication. So English stands one very important thing. So even sometimes most of the people, promotions also has been back. Not all the people. It depends on firm to firm. So I have been even told by my leadership team also that it is not that you don't know. You have to groom yourself. That's how I have got a few courses which helped me to groom myself, because I also felt that is a very important thing. Communication, and also because a lot of presentations are there to the board members and to the other people. So definitely it was helping me, and I understood it's not that I didn't felt very bad or I didn't get disappointed when they pointed it.
Yeah. I think that is a clear strength in you that I've seen for so many years, that you don't get disappointed with a skill that you don't possess at that time. And I've seen you look at it the other way, that maybe this could be an opportunity. Is that true?
Yes, because that's what, if I take it in a negative way, then definitely I dislike that people, but whatever the words they said is for my career path only. So I thought, yes, I have to try, and they said, and the available things are there. There are a lot of trainings and other courses available. So they also helped me to get into this. So that brought me to this level.
That is so interesting. In a country like India, where we are all to some extent stuck in our mind about a certain age till which we are supposed to finish our education. Like they say that, by a certain age, you're supposed to do your bachelor's and your master's and everything. And here you are setting an example where, when I was reading, you pursued your BSc once again.
Yes.
After failing, and then you took up a few other courses and even your MBA. Talk about this mindset that you have of learning.
No, actually when I studied BSc Physics, I could not complete it. So when I entered these courses and all, then I came to know that actually motivation was one thing. People has to be telling that you can do it. So that made me to think, yes, you can do it. And few exam results also was positive. So that I thought, I think we have not tried to do that. So then I completed it. So all my studies, if you see, I have done post marriage only. Wow. And I have done even executive MBA, which now the need is very much important. If you wanted to grow in the ladder of the organization or in the hierarchy, whatever this is, the education is one thing which they wanted to do it. So then I felt that if I am going to be as a radiographer only in my profession, whatever I have done is more than enough, that diploma. Yes. But that is not there. And my dream is at least I have to go to next level, but it helped me a lot. Then one motivation made me, why can't I try for a manager, senior manager? Because manager and all I have never heard till even 1995. So that's the time, and till 2000 I didn't even know there is a manager in radiology in India. So this was a corporate hospital which came up in India in 2005, Columbia Hospitals. So then even they said, okay, for your level you can get into a senior radiographer level. So but at the moment I joined there, then I understood the corporate world. And it's not that it talks about a lot of quality and high standards of clinical work. Even though we do in other hospitals and all, then I understood that the need, because the team members, core team members within me, then I came to know each team member, what they have studied, what they brought them, and how they communicate, and how quickly they started growing it. To catch up them, then I thought the education was one thing very much important. And there are courses, distance education available to motivate us, and also it was there. So I completed MBA, and also I did my master's in radiology, and I did postgraduate diploma in hospital administrations, because whenever I used to see the leadership team talking in some board meeting and all, they were telling they are identifying or looking for people who have done these courses and all. So if I have to be there, if they have to think about me, I thought I have to do that course. So then I started investing my time on education also, family, and also my work. Then I completed the courses. So once I finished the course, I used to go and present it to my management and leadership team that how it helped, and started implementing in the day-to-day work.
Oh, wow. So, that is another skill that you have. That, while some of us pick up a skill, we learn, we get our academic qualification, but somewhere we don't find that method and process or the enthusiasm to implement all those learnings in the right place. And I think you've clearly done that. That is so motivational, Anto, for not only me, but I think so many out there, and age no bar here, but not only the youth, but people at a certain age in their career. Maybe after 10, 15, 20 years, people think it becomes an excuse for them that now I don't think I can move any further, because this is the only qualification that I had, and maybe now my age is gone to study. And you've clearly set a big example for people in this country. So that's commendable. Okay, Anto, I want to move on to now your international experience that you are gaining as the radiology head at Columbia Asia. And I know that you're working in Indonesia also and handling a huge project there. Yes. Talk about this experience of your life and how is it shaping you up?
As I said that even when I started this radiology course with Columbia Asia hospitals and all, I was able to sail without any problem till the executive and also the senior manager level. Then there was some international exposure business which it has come to and as an opportunity and all. And if you wanted to go still more like a leadership team, so in our corporate setup there was like the assistant general manager and general managers, vice president and all. If you have to get into that boundary,
the next lead.
Yeah, next lead, then there was a huge gap from me. I think even like they felt like even my dressing sense, the way you talk or communicate with high level of people, opening a marketing calls or whatever because I am going to cross the country. Yeah. Till that it was like we have a lot of hospitals in different states that was there. There was some Indonesia project also which was happening. So then even though they identified, there was something which was lacking in me that it has been pointed out by everybody. And also I itself felt that because local language I become very familiar. Even though I come from Chennai, I was able to learn Kannada, which I felt it is very important because I am working for the people in Karnataka. So I think for better communication, I learned, and people were helping me to how to communicate, because in the medical field, even the medical terminology and all is very important. Then when I felt that it is going to be out of our country, then there was a stop and there is a gap. So my leadership team identified this, and that's how they brought me to this image and eye, where even for that they identified a lot of people who are doing these courses and all. Then they thought this Shreya image and eye will be suitable for me.
And that's how we met about 5 years back.
So, and I can clearly see the changes what made me that. Because how I have to walk, how I have to talk. Because even when I go to other countries, when like majorly when I was traveling almost to 8 times to Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I can only the learnings was in front of me, so that was always guiding me. Like next to me somebody is talking to me, because people to people, I have to come to ground level or mid-level people or high-level people. They have certain expectations. So I think that's the reason. It is not that everybody can go and do it, but still the level expectations has to be met. Because then I felt clearly the changes, whatever is there, required for that level of administration level. So clearly I am able to execute the projects in Indonesia with my team members, and it was very successful for us.
Yeah. What I'm hearing from you is, and if I know your attitude correct, Anto, it is that you have a certain goal in life, that you are aiming a certain project or a position, and whatever it takes to embrace that leadership style or whatever it takes to become the right person for that role, you've always done that, whatever it takes. And of course, and there are a lot of struggles, there are a lot of new skills, and not everybody is comfortable executing new skills. Like sometimes, we have to like learn a certain kind of body language. There is a certain style of speaking we are supposed to learn. And I hear a lot of people say that, this is not my style. I don't think I'll be able to accept that. And you have clearly done that. So how do you deal with these? First of all, do you have such thoughts that, this is a new skill, I don't know how it's going to be on?
No, for everyone, wherever I used to talk to them also, I used to tell them, everything is possible. If you attempt it, you can be success. There is nothing we can't do. Even a doctor, he has to undergo the course to become a doctor.
Yes.
An engineer. So there is a course. So like that, even body language or anything, it has to be delivered. There is a methodology and there is a course which has to be done. So I think it is very important. If it is, some people have born in characters. I have seen that also. But not all the people. So you have to understand, it is not something I am having and I am not doing it.
And you don't take it to heart or personally?
No, that is going to be a very backlog, because that's what I am telling. From where you are learning is not an important. You have to learn, and if that is the need of the hour, definitely you have to cross that. So I think that and it has been pointed out rightly. Sometimes people don't even point out your mistakes. So that is a bad thing. So where you are going to be is very important. So I have been surrounded by people who always tell that this is even what type of shoe you have to wear for this trouser, because this and all is not taught to us. But somebody is looking at and criticizing behind us. But if somebody is in front of us telling and criticizing, we have to adopt it. Yeah, so that is the good thing. So this all was as a learning. It's not that going to tell, it is my body, I can wear whatever color. They are talking about how I have to be presentable to the people wherever I am going, because we are meeting different type of people. Even though it is an hospital, and there are lot of other people you meet across, which is required for an hospital administration and other things. So they have rightly pointed out, and if you take it as a positive thing for you to as a change. So I thought I have to change, and these people helped me to change.
That's so good. That's so good to know, Anto. And I now want to move to the other side of your personality, which I know those who work with you, they know it very well, that you are not, of course, only just a master of your technical skill, but you're a wonderful human being. And not only I know this because I've worked with you, but I've also read somewhere that, you always talk about giving a chance to people. Why do you think it's important for you to give an
No,
opportunity?
that has happened to me, and people has given me a chance to prove myself. So whatever work I have done in this industry, if they would have not given me an opportunity, and if they thought I would have not been delivered, definitely I would have not come to this level. They thought I can do it, and they had made ways very clearly also to walk without any problem. So then I thought this should be, even whatever I have been, like suppose whatever experience I had, I should be doing it to my juniors or whoever the upcoming community
You
means.
need to give it back.
Yes, definitely. Because what I thought is, if many times even we used to put a block, you can't do, you cannot deliver, you are not the right person. So that is, if those who are helped me, if they would have thought like this, definitely I would have not been this. Because in this race, in this current thing, lot of competitions is there. Everybody has one skill set. Only thing they have to identify it, and they have to use it. They should not, as soon as they think that this is not for them, there is another thing is going to open. So I think you identify people and give them a chance. Even if it fails, it's not a problem. So you will be able to pick up a right people for right things, because business has to keep growing also. It is a huge investment by many people. So they cannot do trials and error there. So sometimes they identify it, they tell, do like this so that you will be winning this, or you can be able to achieve this. So
Even if that person is taking that calculated risk
Yes.
of betting on the other person, I think you are okay to take that calculated risk.
yes, and before doing it also, I used to think, as I said, always we have to think whether we will be able to deliver it, always with the right people, whether you have a skill set and all. That's what again and again I used to think is, everybody at one certain level, they need certain technical thing to get into that track. So there is a possibilities. Only thing, you should admit yourself to do, and you should admit them so that they can shape it. That's how the leaders have done. What I have seen is, completely you commit yourself and wait for some time. It is not going to happen within a few hours or few days. So that you have to be very calm and delivering things.
But you've shown them the door. You show them the
Yes.
door, you open possibilities for them.
Definitely it is there, and I have seen whoever was working under me also, I find lot of potentials they have. Because at this age, if they have that potential, if they have commitment, and if they think that they have to do it, definitely they can achieve in younger age itself. So only thing is, they have to wait for their time and work efficiently on whatever they are doing it.
Yeah, this is so good, Anto, because I always feel that as times are changing. In fact, I think this has been an everyday phenomena that collaboration is the way to go. Involving people, involving the right kind of talent, and moving together can take us to greater heights. And you have exhibited that at multiple levels. So that's another huge inspiration coming from your side. I also want to talk about, this very interesting thing I read, and I just didn't know that while you are not essentially from Bangalore, but there was a time when you opened a hospital in rural Bangalore. Talk about that time, and why did you take that bold step?
Yes, Shreya, that is again because of our administrative leadership team. And it was a very good experience, because in India, rural people are not having much medical facilities. So, and also Columbia Asia Hospital, 11 hospitals, I am with them on starting all the radiology projects. And when it came to this hospital, it was in a rural, where they are going to invest in crores. They have invested almost 11 crores in that, starting up a hospital in a rural. And when they are looking for a person to take care of that, then internally also they were exploring it. So, and we had a senior person from the leadership team who is going to head that. So, and they identified me and they thought I can also do it. So, there was a conversation whether you wanted to take it over. So, as I said, I never said no till date in my life. For any opportunities which has come, even though if it is I have not did it in my role, or if it is not my domain, I thought I can learn and do it. It depends on the person is going to me. So considering my leadership team, I had confidence that I'll be able to do it. So from scratch, we started that hospital, and it is in Dodbalapur rural area, and it is very good services for that local people also, and also there are a lot of people and going availing the services in that rural, because it is like a corporate hospital in rural. So I have been a manager, hospital manager, heading that hospital. So from the building, from the lab, constructions, we started the operations, and we went gone live, and it was still doing very nice.
That is so good to know. I think it is your undying spirit, as you mentioned, to do things that you have reached wherever you are. Because I hear and I am convinced that the more you say yes to the opportunities, the better person you keep becoming.
Absolutely.
Right. And well, that brings me to the final question, Anto, though I don't want this to get over. But what is your message to the youth of our country today?
So one thing I always think is that whatever education when they do, they don't focus on that time normally. So because even wherever you have lectures, that is the time they have to focus more. That is the thing which they are going to make it as a profession and lead. So at this stage, they don't give much time on learning. There are a lot of other social activities which they get, even though that's the time they are out of their family also, when they go to colleges or even for any other medical courses and all. Families thinks that they are learning and they are doing, and even the professor and all, there is a limit where they can have time with the students. So they have to take commitment in learning that, because it is not an education, it is a profession. So they have to put lot of interest in that time, take as one opportunity for them and a chance to learn, because everybody are putting effort to bring, like it's like cloning people, because at one stage we are all not going to be there. So we all think that there are so many people we have developed or we have cloned in such a way that this, because the professional, there is a demand, always there is a demand in this course. So they have to take this opportunity and learn it and not waste their time on unnecessary things. Yes, they have to be very much participative. They have to enjoy with that, live that life. But
they should know what they have come
focus is very important. So that's my message to them is they have to use that opportunity and learn and excel in that thing.
That is so good. And clearly, people like you who are out there as real examples are going to motivate so many of the youth out there, that I have no doubt in that. Once again, Anto, it has been a pleasure to sit with you and talk to you today. You continue to motivate me, and I'm so glad that you came here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, if you enjoyed watching this episode, then please show some love. Like the video and subscribe to the channel Shreya TV, because there is so much more heartfelt storytelling coming your way. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.